I didn't get no haircut. Did you get a haircut though?
No.
Looked like you did.
Boy, I'm going to hit you all in your face with a bag of dildos.
Why? That would hurt.
No, I would do it soft though.
Man, I had the strangest dream last night.
Oh, was I in it?
Nope. But I was at some school somewhere picking up somebody. Mm-hmm. And there was a guy walking with his son up to the school also. But he openly had a gun in his hand. And then he kind of put the gun away. So I'm seeing the guy has the gun.
Right.
And then I see he drops off the kid and then walks off and he's standing on a corner. And I guess that kid's mom had came outside. Okay. And while she's with the kid, I'm trying to mimic to her. He's got a gun. He's got a gun. I'm trying to whisper. And she's more like, huh? What are you saying, huh? And then right after that, he just runs up to her and bow, shoots her in the head. And I get this whole thing spread out. Like the police came. I was talking to the police and all this stuff. But all I kept thinking in hindsight was maybe I should have just told her to run.
Yeah.
Instead of being like that. But it was just a strange dream that came out of nowhere.
That's a weird dream, dude.
I was just like, what is happening?
I never had a dream somebody died. I wonder what does that mean? Does that mean life? Somebody's pregnant?
I don't know what it means. Morning, Aunt Christy.
Hi, Auntie. My auntie. That's my mama's baby sister.
We're going to get started probably like around 9:05 would be a good time to get started. Give folks a chance to, you know what I'm saying, sip their coffee, wipe the crust out their eye, log on. Shibbity boobity bop.
What that mean?
What, shibbity boobity bop?
Yeah.
That's when you wipe and then you don't get it all, you know what I'm saying? Some of it go through the toilet paper.
I hate when that happens. That's been happening to me a lot.
Thank you for sharing.
Maybe your hands got bigger or something. Oh, KK, tell Cheese the proper way that people are supposed to be wiping.
Okay.
There's a proper way.
I know for women it is, and that's probably the way you wipe, huh? Okay.
What do you mean? Why am I telling Cheese the front to back?
No, you said you got to squeeze it in the middle.
Oh, no, I was saying
that sounds sexual.
This researcher was saying one of the 3 ways of wiping properly apparently is to bunch it up to the middle and then
that feels so weird to squeeze
but I don't know,
the hole.
It's just something that I saw.
I ain't got no booty like that. I can't do that.
Aunt Christy said that mom said death means life and life means death.
That's what I was just telling you, boy.
I'm just saying she's reiterating it.
You're pregnant.
Oh yeah, I'm having a baby. What?
I want to see
DJ MJ Beats is in the building. What up, DJ MJ Beats?
Is it gonna be a tall baby?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I like babies.
No, you don't. Nobody likes babies.
Yeah, I was nervous when my son was born. When he first came out, I was like, ew.
You was like, ew?
He probably hear me because he didn't go to school today. Did you, Dad?
I should have went to school. Anywhere but here.
Camille said she thought he was cute when she first saw him. I said, you lying.
Wow.
He like a melted candle.
Now, something to think about, and I don't want to open up this whole can of worms. So just think about it. We can talk about it at a later date.
Tony Braxton.
Where do you think the majority of, just for conversation wise, I'll say black people, but where do you think majority of the black people in America came from? Because during the slave trade, they only realistically brought maybe 400,000 people from Africa on slave ships. I think the number was even way less than that, but that's like the estimate number they're giving is like 400,000. But there's millions of blacks in America. Where do you think they came from? Because they all did not come from Africa.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Tell me that.
The history that I researched when I was a kid and growing up in African studies, that a lot of black people were here already in different states and different countries also. We were already here, like in
Mexico,
like in the Philippines, right? They had how you say it, the Antis. I'm probably pronouncing their name wrong. They were in the mountains. They the one who helped the war against the I lost my train of thought on everything. But
I know where you're
anyway,
going now. Yeah,
you know where I'm going. So that's what I think. I think we was the first people in this world.
I've been watching videos this week, and it's different people talking about how a lot of what's considered the Black Americans, they were here already in the Americas, and we had like flourishing relationships with what are being considered the Native Americans.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Those people also were Black Americans too.
They were.
So when you see like the people with the feathers in their hair and doing the ooh wah stuff like that too, those were Black people.
Like the Native, right?
Because even when you see pictures of a lot of Native Americans, you look at their nose, you look at their hair and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? And then the ones that don't look like they're originally from Africa, they look like they're from Mexico, which, you know what I'm saying? A lot of Black people originated also in Mexico. I just find it's just so much information that gets uncovered.
It's so crazy. And then you have the Latinos and the Blacks fighting against each other, but we yet the same people. But I really, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, wake up.
What up, DJ Ham? Do your
history, dude.
And it almost seems like as soon as you uncover one thing, you just uncover another thing, another thing. And then you start to really think, like, why isn't any of this taught in school? Like, especially when they do things like Black History Month, they make it seem like nothing happened before slavery.
But don't
like,
you
there
think
was nothing going on before
But
slavery.
Don't you think that's what they wanted for people not to know, though? Because we live in a society and a country that's against us as a people anyway.
Of course.
What is this? It's a white world, man. We don't supposed to be anything. Like, I was watching a documentary about Fred Hampton, and in that small bit, it was this white man, and he was explaining how he felt like he saved Africa. Like he said, we wasn't reading, we didn't have no gods,
Isn't that funny? Because we gave all that to them.
Right, absolutely. But that's what they.
I'll say they received that from Africa.
Right. Absolutely.
All their math, how they write the written word and all that kind of stuff. Like they got it from
the first words were in Africa. So
they taught them how to bathe because they weren't bathing. You know.
They were cavemen. I mean, let's be honest here.
Yeah, but that's going to be for another show for another day.
Even Asia, a lot of. I mean, we said the Philippines, but even I heard history like in China,
Japan, a lot of blacks in Japan.
Yeah,
a lot of the first samurai were black.
Right, absolutely. As a matter of fact, they doing a movie. They're supposed to be doing on the samurai.
I heard about that too. Yeah,
which is going to be incredible.
Yeah, so we'll see. Good morning, Miss Harris.
You ever had cats with yams?
Cats with yams? I'm going to go ahead and say I've never had cats with yams. I don't even know what the hell that means. I don't know what that means. No. We got about 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes and we'll drop the intro. Then we'll get this thing started. It's the Unique and Cheese Show. Special guest KK.
Hi, KK. KK.
Good morning.
Joining us this morning. Shout out to everybody joining us this morning, wherever you're from. Please let us know that you're in the room, that you're in the building.
Oh, I like that. Lettuce. Like for vegetarians, lettuce.
That's 2 in a row.
That's 2.
That's 2 in a row.
Can you do that round again?
Good afternoon, Miss Harris, huh?
He gonna do it too. I didn't really mean it.
Is that the 3rd in a row?
Good afternoon, Miss Harris.
You like Erica Badu nephew.
Erica, I don't.
That lady fine as hell, man. I ain't never seen a picture she look white.
I see some questionable pictures.
No.
I'm not saying that she's not. DJ K Dilla, what up, DJ K Dilla is in the building. Welcome to the Unique and Cheese Show. So glad to have you this morning. DJ Hams is like, hi, DJ K Dilla.
Morning, DJ K Dilla.
Who is K Dilla? Is that the Dilla? The Dilla and the Drilla and the Manila?
No.
Where your brother at?
He's on here. He's already on here. Let's run the intro. Let's get this thing started.
people. Cheesy, unique.
Yo, 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 yo. What's up? Yo, yo, it's Unique and Cheese. Here we go. It's Unique and Cheese. Let's start the show. It's Unique and Cheese. Here we go. It's Unique and Cheese. Let's start the show. Ha!
That was cool, right?
Welcome to the Unique and Cheese Show. Thank you guys for joining us this morning, aka this afternoon, for our family and friends on the East Coast. The Unique and Cheese Show, we like to cover the things that happen throughout the week. We just give our take on it. Hopefully you guys will join us in the conversation and give your take on it too, because conversation is not just one person talking, it's all of us talking. So boom. Miss KK, how you feeling this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
Mr. Cheese, how you feeling this morning? I swear to God, that's this guy here.
You want to hug me or choke me?
Both.
Hey, shout out to Clarence Avant. It was his birthday yesterday, I think.
Oh, shout out to Clarence Avant.
Yeah, he's like 99. No, he's
I know.
90.
I would love to be able to meet that dude one day, you know, so whatever for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's just a quick hello. That guy's done so much for the culture, like turn up.
We gonna act like I'm him, okay? And then you ask the first question you gonna ask him.
Good afternoon, DJ The Force.
Yeah, hey.
Mr. Avant. Are you, can you do it?
I can't do it.
You can't do it. Anyway, good morning. DJ The Force is in the building. Erica is in the building. Shout out. Okay, one of the biggest stories this week was the incident with Mr. Tiger Woods. Miss KK, if you want to take that so we can get this thing started.
Tiger Woods apparently was in a one-vehicle car accident on Tuesday morning on his way to Ranchos Palos Verdes to film a couple commercials with, a couple other celebrities for his golf invitational that he was supposed to be hosting. He was not playing because he's currently he was currently recovering from back injury. His fifth back dike incident, I think it happened in like December. So he's been recovering since then, and he was hoping to recover by the time the Masters was going to be happening, but with both legs broken, both the tibia and the fibula, he's had to have screws and bolts inserted. Had to have surgery at the Harbor UCLA Medical Center. He's been there for the past couple of days. On Thursday, he's been transported to Cedars-Sinai for more, orthopedic work, and already starting his recovery and things like that. But
dang, that sounds painful.
Yeah. One injury. Apparently, this particular location where he had the accident, a lot of incidents. It has been reported. It's a very dangerous area. Neighborhood is very much aware of it. It is a downhill where, if you just let go of your accelerator, it would just speed up. It's not necessarily just, going at a moderate pace or whatever the pace you were going. It speeds up, so you have to be having your feet on the brake as you go down.
Isn't Tiger Woods sponsored by a car company?
What?
Isn't he sponsored by a car company? Like what car company is that what he was driving?
No, the car he was driving was the car that whatever company he was working for at the time gave him that car. But it's crazy how it wasn't another car involved. You just be like, I'm just gonna crash. It's like, damn, dude. Like, you ever heard the story of somebody running into a Honda Genesis?
Somebody run into a parked car?
That's what when they first said the incident. I always find humor in everything. After I found out he was okay, right? Word. He ain't gonna probably have legs, but he
gonna have robot legs and a robot back now.
I am Tiger. He had to have taken out by the jaws of life.
The jaws of life, yeah.
Use the jaws of life to take him out through the windshield.
That's crazy.
And so he is sponsored by Buick. Because this is the perfect opportunity for Buick to be like, see, that's why you ain't supposed to drive no other cars. Why
are you talking like that?
I don't know. Buick is a Southern company. I don't know.
The Hyundai Genesis GV80 midsize SUV was what he was in. But he's in a 2021 vehicle. Aren't these, like, at this point in time, aren't they supposed to come out with these, like, AI where they're supposed to detect the accidents and, like, not let it happen and things like that? Was this not one
kind of, but some cars, you know, they'll let you know what's around you. You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to keep you from driving off a cliff.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they have like the warning things on the side mirrors. It blinks when a car is driving up next to you. So you get stuff like that, and you get a warning like if it's a car too close to you, if a car's too close behind you. You know what I'm saying? So you get those kind of warnings. But I don't think that would be dope if the car was like, Tiger, look out!
No, or say, hey, fool, you trying to kill yourself? Dodge that tree.
DJ Hams is saying that he had almost hit another car, but is that because he was already rolling, or was he trying to avoid that vehicle and that's what caused the accident?
I heard he was.
I don't know.
I heard he was in a rush. He was late to a meeting or
shoot.
something like that. And it was somebody. I guess somebody was filming, and they had the trucks out, and he got frustrated. And I think that was from Blackish. That's the rumors. The director from Blackish. He almost ran into. Don't quote me. I don't know how true it is, but that's what they said happened. And he was like, "Man, get out the way." I mean, damn, dude. That shows you, though, people out there. If you late. Be late.
Be late.
You don't want to ever get there.
Preach.
Hallelujah. See when the brothers when they driving a car.
Yeah.
You gotta take your time.
Take your time.
Then you gotta ask the Lord. You gotta tell him. You say, Lord. And if he answer your back, he say, yes, James. And then you say, I'm gonna push on my brakes and I'm
push on the brakes
slower, and I'm gonna try to get there. Expedient. Is that a word? Expedient.
Yeah, it is.
It
is a word.
Honda, the other vehicle, because he was in a Hyundai Genesis.
Yeah.
GV80.
So imagine if he was in that strong of a vehicle and it went off the cliff and all he did was break his legs. Not that that's a good thing. Then I guess that shows that vehicle has some kind of strength, because it could have flew off the cliff and blew up like in the Bugs Bunny cartoons. That would have been terrible.
Well, my luck, that's what would have happened. And I would have running on flames.
Why you on fire?
But they said, though, what saved his life is him having that seatbelt on. So that's another message, brothers and sisters.
Yes, wear your
seatbelts.
But so if he was frustrated when he left, so imagine that. It's another mental condition. You have to be calm when you get into your car, because even if you trying to drive while you mad, even if you might put yourself in danger, you're putting other people in danger too.
Absolutely.
Because you're not paying attention to what you're supposed to be paying attention to. You want to be paying attention to the fact that you're mad. So
right.
Oh man. So I mean.
Oh, well, I thank God he's okay though. You know,
so do I.
Because when I first saw it, when they put it on the news, all I could think of is Kobe Bryant. Like I was like, oh my God, another hero. You know what I'm saying? A person that we, supposed to look up to.
Yeah. You know, my dumb ass thought the first thing I saw, I was like,
what did you think?
Was he running? What's his ex-wife's name? Aaron, what's her name? I was like, is he running from her again? Like, what he done did to her now?
She is not interested in him at all.
She had two boyfriends. He gonna give me my money.
Thinking about him at all.
Dang.
First thing I thought was like,
she didn't even go to the hospital. I heard. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay.
First thing I thought was karma. I'm like, okay, he's clearly paying for his, whatever it is that he has committed, because things are coming back to him. All the glory, all the fame, that he had, that he kind of ruined for himself. It's, in a way, I feel like it's haunting him, because he was supposed to have recovered within a month or two. He was supposed to have gone back to, playing golf again, and
that sucks.
And we don't know if we will ever even return.
Could you thank the Lord? But could you, and God forbid, but could you imagine, when my leg, I got surgery, and then I get in a car accident, and now it's both legs and my back and my arm. It's like, come on, dude. I just got out of therapy. I just got clear, dude.
Which means that, okay, let's say if driving frustrating was the thing that got him unfocused and into the accident, maybe he had warnings before that, like, look, bro, your attitude is going to get you in trouble.
Right.
And he stopped listening to that voice inside that's saying, yo, your attitude's going to get you in trouble. Yeah. So here's another humbling experience for him to check his attitude. If that's what's happening, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you do get warnings that don't kill you, but it does sideline you for a second. Like, hey, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
You're right. And sometimes us as human beings, we ignore it and we let it go over our heads. And it's like God is showing you, hey, man, that was a close one. And you keep driving and then boom. And then while you like this, you like, damn, dude, I should have listened to that first thought, you know?
Yep.
Can I braid your hair?
No, you cannot. All right. Are we all good on Tiger?
Who is Tiger?
All right, here we go. Here's another one I want people's opinions on. So this week, Herschel Walker, former NFL player Herschel Walker, recently argued during a House Judiciary Committee hearing against reparations for slavery. Herschel Walker said, "We use black power to create white guilt. My approach is biblical. How can I ask my heavenly Father to forgive me if I can't forgive my brother?"
Amen.
Herschel Walker also said, "I never want to put anyone's religion down, but my religion teaches togetherness. Reparations teaches separation. Slavery ended over 130 years ago. How can a father be asked to allow his son to spend prison time for a crime that he committed?" A few things I would like to unpack about this situation.
Shoot.
First of all, who nominated Herschel Walker to speak for the African American people? Why is he in front of Congress voicing his opinion? Who asked Herschel Walker? It would sound like whoever is on the side of not having reparations, they would bring somebody up like this, like a Candace Walker. They bring these people up to be like, they on behalf of the African American community. He's black, so he must know everything that for all the black people. So my first thing is, who asked you? And then even if you're a Christian and you do forgiveness and all those kinds of things, don't you still have to pay for the sins that you committed?
Reap what you sow. Amen.
You see what I'm saying? Now,
absolutely.
and I'm not one for arguing for reparations and all that. I think that's a moot point. I think it's a waste of everybody's time, and I think we should be focused on other things. That's just my stance, my opinion. If they do come up with a way to do reparations, like they did for the so-called Native Americans, I think that would be a plus in the right direction, because you did do some mighty injustices for a group of people for over 400 years, and this country benefited a lot from that that servitude. So you can get them to thank you, put it in a Christmas card. I don't know, but going back to my first question is, who the hell asked Herschel Walker? How does he feel the need to speak up for black people?
I don't know. I don't know who put him in that position to speak at something that's so public and so. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? But I feel it could be a way for them to not pay back, but give to our people by educating us for free. You know what I'm saying? Different things like that. You know what I'm saying? Changing the system.
Word.
You know what I mean? Really changing the system. And so many other things, which I know a lot of our brothers and sisters agree or disagree, and they have their own options of what they want to do, and they think what's reparation for us. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who put him in there to say that.
I don't either.
Right, come on, bro. Shut up. Shut your up. I mean, I can't curse.
You can tell me shut the hell up.
It's a great tactic, though, adding religion to a black person of certain position, speaking, how this is not the way it should be. When you add religion to it, a lot of people seem to think deeper into.
Right.
So, whose plan is it? Don't know. I mean, was it a plan? Could be. But whoever it is, I mean, it's just one step closer to having you understand, hey, this is the reason why.
Mm-hmm. Sheila Carey said, hey, Shayla. Shayla Carey says, yes, Christians believe in forgiveness, but we also believe in justice. And people like Herschel Walker always leave that part out. Mm-hmm. Turn all the way up. DJ The Forest, what up, brother? Sins are repaid to man, not God. Through Christ, we are forgiven. So turn all the way up.
Because you can't go to heaven, and even if you did a lot of mistakes and stuff like that, if you are spiritual or biblical, and you go to heaven and you get there, God ain't gonna say, oh, you just in heaven, because I think it's even in heaven you have certain crowns you get, certain levels you can get in heaven when you do make it to heaven, and he ain't gonna say, oh, you killed those two people, but then you went to jail and you forgave yourself and I forgave you, so you good. No, it don't work like that. You reap what you sow. It's even when you God on that judgment day, I still think he holds that not against you, but you held accountable for your sins. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I don't know.
I find this country has never been held accountable for any of the destruction that it's been doing.
I don't think they ever will for us as a people, because they don't even consider us as a people. This place is not for us. We got a better place. We're the chosen ones, brothers and sisters. I'm sorry, go ahead.
DJ MJ Beats has made a comment saying that the reason why Haiti is so poor is because they had to pay reparation to France for obtaining their freedom.
Absolutely.
Now, I can see why Haiti is so poor, because Haiti had to pay France.
They still paying for it.
For the reparations for, what they've done. But I mean, Americans don't really have to worry about that, do they? Because they're paying their own people the reparations if they do pay. So they don't have to worry about, becoming poor, the economy being affected. It may rise, possibly, if it was to be the way Haitians have, taken care of the French, that is.
Yeah, the Haiti situation was really bad because they won the war per se to get France out of there, but then France has taxed them so heavy for the loss of their business there, and they also put sanctions on other countries if they try to do deals with Haiti. So they put Haiti in a hole so bad, just because they wanted to be free. That's, to me, is ridiculous, and I think the other countries, if they actually cared about humanity, would step in and they would get in France's face and be like, yo, I think they've paid enough.
But who lives in Haiti? Who's the people that's from Haiti though? And so that's what we look at. They don't care. What do they care?
Don't care? That's what I'm saying. No, they don't.
Because they look like us. As long as you look like this, they don't care what they do to you or your country.
Word. Well, anyway, Herschel Walker is not the wash your ass and brush your teeth for today, but he does need to wash his ass and brush his teeth, and then I don't know what the standard is going to be, and I don't know how you have people who speak for, we're such a diverse group of people when we have so many different opinions and we have so many different points of views and so many different thoughts that you it's almost like you can't just have one person speak on behalf of everyone, because at the same time you had a Martin Luther King, you had a Malcolm X, two different points of views. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to determine where the wavelength for the black mind is.
And either one was not wrong. They both was right in their own rights.
In their own right. Yeah. So even though Herschel Walker believe what he's saying is good, I don't understand who the hell asked him to say it. Go, you know what I'm saying, and be a retired football player. That's what you
No, we can't say that though.
But what else?
He has freedom of speech, And
but I don't know why they asking him.
Yeah, that's true. You sounded like Muhammad Ali right there. I don't know why.
All right, moving on. If we can, for a second, let's talk about the Equality Act. Now, the Equality Act, some of the parts of this Biden put through with executive order. Mm-hmm. A lot of it is good, and I'm for it, but some of it I think is pushing it, and I think this is where we as human beings are going to get into hot water a little bit. Okay, so for those that don't know, the Equality Act, it is a bill that the United States Congress passed or they're working to pass it. If passed, they would amend the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to prohibit discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, gender identity, in employment, housing, public accommodations, public education, federal funding, credit, and the jury system. Now, I do agree, like when the blacks were used all that time to get civil rights, you know what I'm saying? I can't believe you have to ask someone to treat you like a human being, but they did all that. 1964, they passed this groundbreaking, hooray, you're supposed to treat me equally in the eyes of the law. Now, the LGBTQ community also wants that same blanket of protection, which they should get, because all humans should be treated without discrimination. Now, where it kind of gets into muddy waters a little bit is that they're trying to make it so that it's equal, but for some things, it's not going to be equal. For instance, transgender men who become women want to compete in female sports. Now, a lot of this is not fair because, especially if they already go through puberty, you still have masculine qualities. You know what I'm saying? With your broader shoulders, bigger bones, bigger hands, your strength, you still, even if you take female hormones, you still have the underlying masculinity that you were born with.
Right.
So some feminist and women's rights organizations have opposed part of the bill because they maintain that wording which defines sex to include gender identity will harm women's and girls' rights. Among concerns they cite are the females' right to their own sport and their own single-sex spaces, such as prisons, locker rooms, and shelters. In addition, some religious organizations oppose the bill, which they have dubbed an attack against freedom of religion. I can't speak on that behalf because I don't have that point of view. And I'm wondering why Joe Biden did he think this through when he signed an executive order that says that the transgender should be able to compete with the women? You know what I'm saying? Or the girls in the girls' sports. Our girls play volleyball. We go and watch our girls play volleyball. In their same club, there is also the boys volleyball in that same club. It's apples and oranges, the two. I'm not saying that the females aren't athletic. They're great athletes against each other, but the boys are on a different level because they are physically on a different level. If you take those boys and then put them into the girls' league because they say they recognize themselves as female now, that's unfair. I think that's unfair competition because they're still bringing their same abilities to the female arena. They went through all this before to give females their own sport so they can compete against one another fairly. And now I think this is taking it too far. So I kind of want to know what you guys think about this Equality Act and for the transgender now women competing in female and girls sports.
Don't we already have a couple transgender
Instagram,
I guess, male turned female in the mixed martial arts where
there was a story about Fallon Fox.
Incident.
Yeah, Fallon Fox grew up a man, even was married at one point, had a daughter, lived this majority of his life as a man. Went to the Navy, got out of the Navy, had a job, basically raised the money so they can go to, I think, Bangkok and get the surgery. Came back, trained to be an MMA fighter, and was destroying the competition.
Wait,
you know what I'm saying?
That was originally a woman?
No, it was originally a man.
Oh, but he became
and then
back
he transitioned. He transitioned and became an MMA fighter. Got into the ring with the MMA fighter, the females, and was beating the crap out of those women.
Oh, that's horrible.
Because they didn't say at first, he didn't expose that he used to be a man. And when he went to go sign up, the person that was signing him up, whoever ran the corporation or the company, they don't know. You don't ask, hey, did you used to be a guy? What kind of question is that you would ask somebody? You wouldn't ask that. So they just thought it was a woman.
Right,
but it was a man, and man, he beat the tar out of those women. It was like first round knockouts. Broke this one woman's face and tap outs and stuff. Like it's bad.
That's sound.
Because of like incidents such as that, and we don't know any more other than that because I feel like that's the only real example that's out there. I'm not opposed to females who turn to males and decide that they want to compete with other males because that's them knowing themselves, putting themselves in that kind of risk. But when it comes to males turning to females, as a female who has played sports, who has competed with males in the, martial arts, I did take taekwondo as a teenager. I mean, having to spar as a 12-year-old, pretty, decent sized girl against a 9-year-old boy, just bones, nothing. And having to have gotten my air kicked out of me by this skinny little kid. I mean, like from very young age, I've learned how strong a male can be. So I mean, this law that is trying to be passed, I would not put that on a female that choose to play this sport with other females. And then here you are, a male turned female saying, hey, I want equality. I need to be able to play this. Well, you need to be able to create your own team that are like you, in my opinion, because I would not want my daughters competing against, transsexuals that are male turned females competing against my kid and having to, come against them at 120 miles per hour when they can only, return 70 miles per hour, whatever the situation is. It's not fair.
And I think people would take advantage of it too. Like I can see brothers who's didn't make it to the NBA, but they good enough, and they be like, "I'm gonna just do a sex change and be a woman," and they go and be dunking on everybody.
That's why Aunt Christy was talking about the movie Joanna Man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
remember that movie?
Yeah. I remember that movie. It was killing.
So, Auntie Christy said that she said, my mom taught me a woman can never match the strength of a man. I don't think transgender should be allowed to play with their non-gender. Makes sense. Shayla also said, if I was ranked number 2 in a sport because the transgender male was holding the number 1 spot, I would feel cheated. And I read a couple of stories that and ladies that were saying the same thing. Like that would be so unfair. Like I worked this hard to be at the top of the list, and here this guy comes in. Well, not guy anymore. I don't want to dead name.
Yeah, don't do that.
And now they take over. So it's just not fair. And I would hope that somebody who's transgender, you have to have the understanding. You can't just be like, no, I'm this way and that's it. And that's not fair. It's just not fair.
I was thinking about not.
I haven't seen the attacks.
These very physical, sports. Even just shooting a gun. I've shotgun. You've shotgun. The backfire. Having to deal with the strength behind it, the focus that comes with the added strength that you have, the added balance, all that. I feel like men do have more of that, and with more strength comes more focus, more whatever it is. It's awfully cold here.
Erica, sorry, to answer Erica's question, she said, do the hormones that they take to transition not affect them? And yes, it does affect them, but a study that the Olympic Committee did, they found that even a year of taking the hormones, they still have the advantage. Like for the males turn to females, they still can do more push-ups. They can still run and all that stuff more. Like that stuff doesn't change right away. It takes a few years for that to change, and it doesn't change 100% because you still have your regular physical makeup.
A few years, even for that to change in a few years, if they continue to train, if they continue to do, I guess, the sports, whatever it is, they still maintain their strength.
And enhance it. It's like doing steroids, kind of.
Yeah.
If they just let themselves go, that's a different story. But if they continue to train to be the best at whatever, the sport that they're at, they're not going to be changing that much from their original selves. And I think there's that basic male strength that they have. You could be a wuss and still you have a certain amount of strength that could take a woman's strength. I truly believe.
True that. And then, and of course, if we're putting this into context, of course, there's women out there that's bigger than me that could kick my ass up and down the street.
Serena Williams.
Turn up. But we talking about people who are equally yoked. You know what I'm saying? Same training, same all that. If you put a man that trains and a woman who trains to do the same thing, more than likely that man's going to defeat that woman. That's why there are male sports and female sports.
I think I believe that to a certain extent, though. I think if we putting a number on it, 9 out of 10 a man will win, but it's a small percentage that a woman will win.
True that. True that.
Small, very small.
But there's some women out there they can hang.
They can hang, and no one's taking anything away from them.
No doubt. But a woman that can hang against a man of her same size.
Word.
And training, no.
Because that was the same thing I think it said, maybe Dave Chappelle said it. Like if LeBron James all of a sudden recognizes himself as a woman and he goes to the WNBA.
I'm sorry.
What they gonna do with him? What are they gonna do to LeBron James? Or even Zion Williams? What if Zion Williams was like, nope, I want a vagina now and I want to go play ball in the NBA?
That dude looks like he's a beast, dude. Have you seen him play?
Yeah, I was watching highlights last night.
To me, it's unfair. He bullies people. It's like he's playing with kids. He's like, excuse me, I want to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
You know what you just brought up. Now, if that was the case, like say LeBron James, now he's done with the NBA career, but he still wants to play. So he decides that he's going to go and get his sex changed and join the WNBA. Now he is the best. Eventually, the women's teams will no longer be women's teams. It'll be all letters.
Word. Talk about it.
I think I'd get on that team.
I don't think you would want to.
There was an episode.
Watch your mouth, KK.
There was an episode of South Park that covered this also. It was a man who recognized himself as a woman, and they were wrestlers. And I mean, he was beating people to death. And people were like, they didn't want to offend. They didn't want to offend her since she called herself a her. Like they didn't want to offend her. So everybody felt stuck and they felt trapped. They didn't know what they could say or do to oppose this. Because here was this huge monster of a woman now. You know what I'm saying? Because he recognized himself as a woman. But it's just a funny episode. If anybody has a chance to be able to see that, I would say check out that episode.
I'm just adding this part. Like Fallon Fox, as she was beating this woman in his head, and like, what exactly was she thinking? Like,
she was thinking that she's a woman beating up another woman.
But really?
I mean, really?
It's like you gotta know that you are truly a male way back in there, and here she is getting her head bashed in. Like, do you need to calm down because you're gonna be exposed, and when you get exposed, your career, whatever it is, it's like incredible.
What? Why is everybody tripping? I don't understand.
Scene, when you're racing, dash, make it seem like you're barely winning. You're not
right.
giving it away, letting everybody know your secret. Here you are, like letting everybody know. Here
Can you do that voice again?
But I don't get it. I don't understand. Here I have the makeup, I have the lipstick. I feel so womany. So to take that away from me just because I like to wrestle a little bit, that's not fair. Everybody's being
go
mean to
wrestle
me.
with the dudes.
But I'm not a man. I'm a woman.
Prove it.
More. Huh?
Prove it.
You want me to show you my new tunnel?
Easy.
It's the new caverns.
Anyway, so I think that they're going to be, you know what? And then, okay, so this was different. Erica said, what would be the solution? Do they come up with trans sports teams? And it seems like it would be.
They should.
It's like they should. But now you're making like new categories again, and you're separating them. And now, you know what I'm saying? Now you're telling them again, you're not a man or you're not a woman.
So
you are a fish. I don't know. This is the pickle that we are in right now as a human species. What do you do? Because you don't want to segregate them once again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I respect that.
But are you really segregating them, or are they segregating themselves?
Well, but they still want to be included in the Equality Act, and in the Equality Act, everybody wants to be treated equally.
See, boys don't play with girls unless you specifically ask for co-ed, which is not of the professional world. So if you want to do that, go create your own little team that you play in your region, in your city, in your backyard, wherever the area is, until it has come about, because clearly there's not enough people, as DJ Ham said, these people that go through these procedures are not necessarily for sports. They're not of masculine quality that goes for that. So
but some do. So now think about this. Think of it in this
sense.
It's
like you wanting to be on a bobsled team from Jamaica, like
come on, girl.
Cool runnings.
You go to the country. You have to go to Canada, to have a chance at it. Now, here you have to go now find where that is. Maybe in one of those Asian countries where they're big at it.
What up, Dre?
Maybe they would have a bigger chance where they praise.
Okay, so
think about this. Make it big there. Maybe it'll be popular and it'll expand to other places like most things do.
Okay, so but think about this.
For everything at once.
This is what I kind of, yes, especially because Dave Chappelle even said, "Take your time." Everybody's trying to get everything all at once. Take your time. So
that's ridiculous.
Let's use the language that we're using, and then imagine this language was once told to Black people, told to Asian people, told to whoever else that wanted to be included with everyone else. You were told, "Why don't you go make your own thing?" So they had to come up with the Negro Leagues, and they had to come up with different type of sporting arenas for them to participate. So, and eventually, I guess everybody got included into one thing. But was it fair to tell them? Was it fair to tell them, "Yo, you got to go make up your own thing if you want to play in these sports"?
In that sense, no. But like, we can give an example, like a little person, like little people, right? Like they can't fairly play against regular sized people, right? So they have to form their own league or Special Olympics or different things like that. And you have to be fair and you have to be understanding and have common sense at the same token.
Word.
Yes, it is sad that you have to go through these tiny little steps to get to where I guess the other people are at currently, but you can't really accommodate one person and risk 10. You can't.
That's what I'm also against that too. Like, come on. Shayla said, yes, a third choice where boys, girls, and trans can play together if they choose to would give another option. I think that is a good option.
I like that. Yeah, I like that too. But but on me, if I was a female and I seen Quay and his size and his body and he's a female now, I'm like, I'm not fighting him.
I'm like, why not? What is the difference? There's no difference. If you want to wrestle, we can wrestle.
That's but they don't all sound like that. Can you do a regular lady voice?
I don't know.
I don't want you to mess. I don't want us to get fan letters.
But doesn't that voice like automatically like let you know?
DJ The Force says the difference was blacks were a physically oppressed people that had no choice. Transgender people are making a decision and acting.
Hey man, we were born.
I don't about DJ easy. You know what I'm saying? That's why this is the pickle that we are in as a society.
I love everybody. Just can we all get along?
I mean, we can't all get along, but you know what I'm saying?
This is just a debate. I get it.
It's a debate, but it needs to be had.
Yeah, here today, absolutely. Say you two decide that you're gonna start on another letter, LGBTQT, and I don't know what other letter would you like to try? Q? And you decide.
I want to be a T.
You want to be.
I want to be a W.
Equality, because this is what you are, and this is what you identify with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they don't give that to you. How would you go about that? You don't. You don't identify with male, female, or any of these letters, but you just have this another whole new thing that you dreamt of that you clearly now identify with, and now they have to.
Got that right, Auntie.
Where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
I mean, that's another pickle that we're in. Where we draw the line. What if you have a new? Because this is where also even like the pedophile community is trying to ease into the LGBTQ community also.
No, they can't do that.
But they're really trying to. They're
No,
really,
they
really
can't.
trying to.
That's different. And I just no, hell no.
That's what we're all saying from the outside looking in. But a lot of the people from the LGBTQ community hasn't come out and stamped on that to be like, no, just yet. You know what I'm saying? No. And they're really trying to ease their way in there, be like, hey, love is love.
No.
Love is love. Just because little Timmy, yeah,
not with children.
It's
play
crazy.
That. That's
it. Of course, we did not choose to be here, but they chose to make their change. I'm not saying that something does not need to be done, but civil rights was designed for oppressed people, and you can't. We really can't say that the LGBTQ community is not oppressed because they get treated terribly.
They do. They are. I believe that they are. You know what I mean?
So, you know what I'm saying? And I do agree with the Equality Act. You know what I'm saying? Like 90%, I agree with it. Yes, people should not be discriminated with at the workplace or when they want to buy a house. Like, I totally understand all that. My only question comes in is when used to be men are now beating up women.
Yeah. I get that. I get it 100%. Like, it's not. Is it fair?
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad enough that we question the kids that are clearly, oh my God, like, are they that age? I mean, we're already questioning those when we go to these sporting events. So come to think of that 6'5" person that you're questioning is now a dude. I'm like, no, I'm pulling my kid out.
Ladybugs. Remember the movie Ladybugs?
That I need to be taking with my child.
Right. Dangerous. It's dangerous.
Chris, is not happening like in a tremendous amount, but you know what I'm saying? If that one man beats that woman to a pulp even once, you know what I'm saying? Then that opens the floodgates. That opens the floodgates for other, you know what I'm saying? Let's say these men are not 100% feel like they're a woman, but they want to get the edge in a sport that they couldn't dominate on their own. We live with people. We live with human beings, and human beings are psychotic. And they always want to try to do something to get one up on the next human being. So we live with conniving people, you know what I mean? So that's just what they. So there's a 100% chance that somebody's gonna be like, can't make it over here as a dude. I mean, just gotta go make it as a woman.
Hell yeah, I get some titties, and I'm gonna win. I win twice. Get it?
My question is, like, how long do they take the drugs when they change their genders? Are they taking the drugs all of their lives?
I feel like it's for life.
At some point in time.
I don't know, but I feel like it's for life.
Yeah,
because your natural hormones are going to want to do its thing.
Mm-hmm. So if you're, say, a male changing to a female and you do not take those drugs for a while, you still kind of maintain your malehood, right? Because those drugs are supposed to help to create the estrogens, help to feminize you, help to, put, I guess, fatty tissues on you and all that stuff. But if you're not, after having to have changed your gender, if you decide that you're going to take a year off of that particular drug, do you go to your male self in a mentality, the hormone wise, psychologically?
Erica's saying they have to maintain their transition, so I'm guessing they take the hormones for life.
Yeah, I think so.
Just my guess. I would love for us to have a transgender guest to come on and speak with us. You know what I'm saying? Because I just have questions, not to ridicule, because I'm very much open-minded to each their own, but I have questions. I got questions, and I would hope somebody will be comfortable enough to come on and just answer questions for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I have a friend, but I would have to ask Day, because that's what she used.
Go by they, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I mess up. It's challenging for me also. And I can see, because I think they will be open to a discussion with this, because
that's cool.
I think the person I'm speaking of will probably agree with what we're saying. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think it would be fair if a man who changed into a woman, if I'm saying that correctly.
Transition,
Yeah, the transition, and then want to be equal as in that sport and then dominate. Is that fair?
Word. Let's try to set that up so we can.
Let's do that.
Get some answers. Turn up.
So you guys are with the other way around, right?
I mean, if she feels like she could compete with the boys, and she's
Right.
she's a boy now. Hey, you just stepped up, so turn up, get your groove on. You know what I'm saying? I know people try to be like equality, and men and women should be treated the same, but it's two different arenas. It really is. There's a human arena, and then there's the scientific. You know what I'm saying? It's two different arenas. So yeah,
when it comes to that,
competition, word, turn up.
Turn down.
I had another story. This is more just a question. I'm gonna call this blowing up or blowing smoke, because this is like the third time this has happened recently.
Ew.
Where the news reports on what might happen instead of either what is going to happen or what did happen. And I'm trying to understand why they want to blanket us in fear. So law enforcement warns extremists want to blow up the Capitol during Biden's address. Intelligence agencies have uncovered threats from far-right extremists to blow up the U.S. Capitol when President Biden delivers his first joint address to both houses of Congress. Top Capitol law enforcement official revealed on Thursday. Now, I'm just wondering, what is the point of telling us that? Why are you telling us that? Shouldn't you be doing your job to try to prevent that? They don't need to let us know that might happen or people are thinking about doing that.
It won't. I don't think it will happen. I think they're just letting us know what kind of country that we're living in, I guess, to say, hey, man.
What's the point?
I think just to I don't know if it's a point or not, just to let us know and let us know that these things are happening behind closed doors,
Isn't it? But it's your job to prevent that from happening, FBI. So you don't need to tell me what you found. You need to tell me if you found this, then go arrest the people who were plotting to do something like that. But just to, what I'm saying, before a couple other instances too, there was like, oh, this might happen. Oh, they've been thinking about doing this. They've been thinking about doing that. My take on it is they just want to spread fear and keep fear in everybody's hearts, because it really feel like this government operates fear-based. Not love.
You got a point there, brother. You spoke the truth.
I don't know. Anybody else want to chime in on this? I'm just trying to see what's the point of, what I'm saying? And then what are we going to do if they try to blow up the Capitol building? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing that we can do. Now, warning that there's like, I don't know, bad people living in your neighborhood. I get that. Now you can move and operate in a different way with that information. But to say something so large scale might go down, I just don't understand the point of doing that.
Well, I think they're going to protect us, or protect the Capitol, but they're just letting it know. It's just, this is the information to the American people. These are the things that's happening. These are the challenges and the threats that's happening to us. But we're gonna handle it the best way we can. And majority of times when they let you know that they already got hands on it, they taking care of it. Now, if they don't speak on it, that means maybe something might happen. You know what I mean? And then we hear about it the next day, because then they was like, damn, dude, it was too late. I don't know. I could be wrong. That's just my feeling. Word.
7 is saying hi to you.
This ain't that's not the prop. Not tonight.
KK, did you want to chime in on that at all?
Yeah, I'm with Cheese on that. I think is to let them know, whoever is making the threats, to say, hey, we're aware of it. So, just be aware that we're not just going to be taking what you're giving.
Same thing, DJ Hams.
To let the public know, I think, in a way to say, stay away. If you're not up to this, if you're up for trouble, you don't want to be here.
Word. Also, DJ Hams is saying possibly to make people keep their eyes open, that if they see something, they can report it. Absolutely. And DJ Dre saying they're giving full disclosure and being transparent, which our government will never do that. So I will never believe that. I will never believe that our government is being fully disclosing and transparent. They will never tell us the truth.
Maybe not fully, but if they are trying, let's give them a chance once in a while.
Yeah.
Word. DJ MJ Beat says, once something is leaked to the media, they run with it because fear brings eyeballs to those networks. which is another thing too. Because once you have somebody scared a little bit, they got to keep on tuning in and be like, "Well, what happened next? What happened next? What happens next?" Turn up. Okay, so that was just a question of mine. I was just wondering. On a lighter note, because we've been talking about some pretty heavy stuff so far this morning. Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak have gotten together and they made an album. They created a band. The name of the band's going to be Silk Sonic, and they got songs with Bootsy Collins is on it.
That's
dope. They're going to release the next single next Friday, March 5th. So I'm kind of excited for that because I enjoy Bruno Mars music and I enjoy Anderson .Paak music, and I would like to hear the combination of the two of them to see what they come up with. I know DJ Hams will be looking forward to that because he's a huge Bruno Mars fan. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to that. I think that'd be awesome.
I think that'd be so dope.
Jay Dizzle is in the hizzle for shizzle. What up, Jay Dizzle?
They come from two different lanes.
Yes, they
lanes
do.
are so different, so soulful.
Yeah.
And then they put it together. That's kind of remind me. I know I'm far-fetched. I know it don't. I don't. Nobody come get me. But man, I was talking to my wife yesterday about Prince and Michael Jackson because they was rumors to have an album or a song to come out, and it just didn't work out. But could you imagine these two brothers doing it? Like, and I know they got so far to go, but I'm just saying it kind of reminds me of that a little bit, just a little inkly, just this much.
Word, yeah. This is. I see the Prince and Michael comparison, but it's more like Morris Day and Tito, like like if they got together to do an album. Turn up.
I think that's too much. You could have said Randy or something, or Jermaine. Damn, who did you say?
Tito and Morris Day. That's a good combination.
Tito ain't never had a single. Tito in the back scratching his neck like that sound good.
Who the one saying no? That's Michael. Do what you do when you do. Who do that one?
That's the one with the slick hair, right?
The one that's painted down like the girl with the Gorilla Glue.
That's what what's his name? The boy, the rapper. He need to do that.
Oh, Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
No, he don't. He need to just cut that all off. Oh, yeah, he said Jermaine. Okay, so let's do Morris Day and Jermaine. We'll say Morris Day and Jermaine Jackson getting together. Either way, next Friday we get to hear the new single from Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars, aka Silk Sonic. Looking forward to that. Turn up. This one, let's call this $500,000 dogs. Now, pop superstar Lady Gaga is offering a $500,000 reward for the return of her two French bulldogs, Koji and Gustave, after a thief shot her dog walker and took the canines Wednesday night in Los Angeles. The investigation is ongoing. They released a video of the guy getting robbed, and my first thought is they had been tracking him. They must have known who he worked for and who those dogs belonged
to.
Because
did they kill him, or is he alive?
He's in the hospital right now, recovering. I think he's in critical condition a little bit. They shot him in the chest. It was awful. They posted a video on TMZ, and I'm guessing it's on YouTube now. But it is violent.
Who did she have walking the dog? Suge Knight? Because why would you want to shoot? Because to me, her dog handler looked like he would be like, don't be taking my dogs. And he was just pushed them.
He did say, don't be taking my dogs. But he did try to fight for them because, you know what I'm saying, he saw those dogs as being his own too. So that if that's like your children and you're taking your children for a walk and hear somebody trying to abduct them, you're going to be like, help. Which he was doing. He was screaming, help, help, like that. And then I guess he's trying to hold on to the dog, try to hold on to too long. Then, bow, you hear the gunshot go off. It was so sad. I wanted to. Yeah, I'm like Krista. I'm like Aunt Christy was like, dude screaming for help. It's sad. That's my disclaimer. It was sad, but my twisted sense of humor, it sounded funny when he was screaming because he was like, somebody help! You shot me.
You sound sexual, don't?
That's what he sounded like.
You made me want to go get a room.
That's what he sounded like, though. But it was sad. It was
Yeah,
sad.
that's terrible. That's terrible, Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's bad.
There's
Man.
no. That's a good question, DJ. For us, are her dogs not chipped? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody else's dogs.
Yeah.
I was trying to get rid of some dogs, and I got a phone call. It was like, "Hey, your dog's over here." It's like, damn it.
On me, after the show, I want to talk to you, Unique, and be like, "Hey, man, let's go get us 2 bulldogs, train them real quick, and see can we trick her." You know what I'm saying? To get the money.
I try to take them back. Well, she's offering $500,000, no questions asked. Now, my question is for whoever has a pet online right now. Whoever has a pet, you might not have Lady Gaga's money, but how much money would you pay to get your animals back? Or would you just be like, I'll get another dog?
When I was a kid, a lot of my dogs came up missing. My mom was like, okay. It was like, let's get another one. I mean, but that was back in the days. We didn't walk our dog. Some days we didn't feed them. You know
Damn. That dog hated living with y'all.
I'm mad.
He was barking the N-word all the time. Go ahead, KK.
Okay,
Get your hand up.
I just saw the video, and this person does sound very, very scared, and
Yeah.
really, I mean, but what is the dog that was left?
That dog, like it was 3 dogs, and one of them ran away, and eventually came back to the dog walker.
So
but they grabbed
third
the
one
other
is
2.
also hers.
Yes, all 3 were hers. All 3 are hers.
That's terrible.
Okay.
Yeah. So Mark said, DJ MJB said, I'll pay someone to keep our dog, which is sad, man. Sven, that's a good dog. Y'all got a really good dog. That dog is cool.
You had a good dog too, since we talking about dogs.
Hey, the dog I liked, they had to get taken in, so that wasn't on me. But the other ones,
You try to leave that dog, he came back.
Anyway, so anybody online, how much would you pay to get your animal back if your animal was taken? She said, why not $500,000 to find who shot the dog walker and get the dogs? I mean, yeah, but she ain't thinking about him. She's like, I need my dogs back. He'll live. Turn up. I'll get me another one.
That sucks when you think about that.
I'm thinking by her offering $500,000 for the dog, and that's kind of connected to it, hopefully, because
maybe
that's
you're gonna get this dog. You're gonna have to be like, yeah, I got this dog from here. It was found here, whatever the situation, and they'll still do the backtrack.
Word.
But, yeah, it really does seem like they were tracked, and I mean, they really must know how much she loves her.
Yeah.
Get furry animals.
So that was
I feel like that was a setup.
Yeah.
DJ the Force said, I had cats and I trained them and they responded to me like dogs. And if they were gone, they are gone. I will miss them. It will hurt, but they are gone. Turn up. I do find that usually in the Black community, you know what I'm saying? We don't love our pets the same. Not that we don't love our pets. We do love our pets, but we don't love them the same.
We will
as
look for
other
them,
things.
but it's like, they're not your kids. 500,000 seems a lot. My rule is I'm not gonna spend more on my 4-legged animal than I do on my children.
Turn up.
So,
but she don't have kids, so she's probably considered those are her children.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And
man, that's a big amount.
Because
that's a lot of money.
Dog, she has a caretaker for her animals. Who would have thought? She was never gonna leave these animals alone by themselves.
Word.
So for her, it didn't make sense to have extra pain added to her family member, likely for her. So,
Heck yeah,
it makes sense.
DJ Ham says it's relative to the income, which it's crazy because she rich. If the first thing she said was, "Get my dogs back, 500,000," I don't care. She could have been like, "Yo, 50,000, give me my dogs back," and everybody would have been like, "I'll find it." You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
an autographed picture.
I bet are they kidnappers? What would they be considered?
Dog nappers.
I
guess they're dog
I
nappers.
bet they're really thinking.
No, they worse than that because they try to attempt the murder.
Yeah, there's attempted murderers now.
But they are hearing $500,000 now. Things are really going through their minds as to like, what do we do?
Maybe they knew she was gonna pay for that amount. That's why they did it, and now they're gonna probably because she said no questions asked. So now they can have somebody from the inside to say, "Hey, dude, give him the dog back. Let's get this money."
True that.
And ultimately, this is Lady Gaga. She doesn't have to do anything. Once it's found out somebody, attacked Lady Gaga's dog, her fans would take care of that.
Word. What are called the monsters?
Likely.
The monsters will hit the streets.
Give her dog back.
Very devout fans.
Man, that's great. Okay, so let's transition this, and I'm not trying to compare one thing to another, but here somebody will pay $500,000 to get these dogs back. Now, one of the biggest things that's happening in Nigeria right now is that kidnapping in Nigeria is big business. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they need to stop stealing people in Nigeria, and them Nigerians need to come over here and start taking dogs from rich people here in America. Right. But anyway, so I'm trying to figure out, this is what's happening in Nigeria. Nighttime abduction is the latest in a rising tide of kidnappings that are becoming a lucrative industry. That sucks. That is big business now. Gunmen kidnapped 317 girls from a boarding school in northwest Nigeria. It is the latest in a rising tide of high school abductions across Africa's most populous nation. Armed militants broke into the government girls' secondary school, Jengibi, and Zamfara around 1 a.m. Friday, packed the schoolgirls into vehicles and took them into the Rugu forest.
It's terrible.
This abduction is the second in a little over a week in Nigeria's northwest, where a surge in armed militancy has led to a worsening breakdown of security. Dozens of schoolboys and staff are still missing after being kidnapped from another school, the Kagara Government Science College in Niger State, on February 17th, just a few weeks ago. Back in December, 344 boys were taken from a school in a nearby Christina and freed after a week. They're saying that those boys were released because somebody paid the ransom for it, even though the government's saying we didn't pay the ransom for it. Somebody paid the ransom for it. That's why those boys were released. So basically, they're kidnapping these students from school, holding them for ransom, and hopefully waiting to get paid for it.
That's a lot of kids, though.
Big business there now. This is ridiculous.
It's terrible, man.
It is terrible. How the hell you kidnap 317 people at one time?
And one don't get away? Like,
I mean, some do get away, because one guy reported during the story that his daughter actually returned home, but he had nieces between the ages of 14 and 17. They were taken, 5 nieces that were taken from that situation. I'm like, yikes.
That's terrible, man.
Yikes, man. This is crazy.
Yes, and like DJ before said, it was an inside job. It seems like they're saying the government has planned this so that they could make money.
No, that was Lady Gaga.
Huh?
That was Lady Gaga. DJ The Force was talking about Lady Gaga.
Oh, well.
Well, I get what Go ahead, KK.
It was an inside job. Well, for the kidnappings, they're saying it's an inside job. These governments are trying to, make more money. These 344 kids that were returned. Apparently, the government had paid off the ransom, which they are denying. But the kids apparently have overheard some of the conversations that had taken place, saying that, there was ransom. You were being released because they paid for you to be free. So, but what happens if they're not paid?
I would hate to even think about what happens if they're not paid.
Because, I mean, if it's just to make money, if it's not for malicious reasons, and it's done by your own government, your own military. I mean,
not the government's military, because what happened is they had a because of the incidents that happened before when those girls were taken. Do you remember a couple years ago? And they had the hashtag "Bring Back Our Girls," and they had a whole thing.
They never came back, huh?
No, they got a lot of them back, and through this British organization, they came up with all this money, like $30 million to protect the schools. So now I'm wondering, where did that money go? Because if you're spending all this money, $30 million is $30 billion in Nigeria. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So how do these kids, 317 at a time, being kidnapped, if all this money is being put for them to be protected? What y'all doing with the money?
I don't know what they are doing with the money, but I tell you what they are not doing with the money. They are not protecting their children with the money.
I know, man. That's terrible. Like, that many kids. And then could you imagine, like, the challenges that they're going through while they're being kidnapped? And
it's traumatizing.
And then are they being treated well?
Word.
Within this time frame? Like,
they did not give us water. They did not give us food. We could not read our books. All we wanted to do was read our books.
This is him
Terrible.
ad-libbing, I'm sure.
Huh?
You're ad-libbing.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they said. I wasn't there.
No, that's what they were saying.
I wasn't there. Either way, and then I don't know, man. It's disgusting. It's disgusting in the sense that it's Nigerians kidnapping Nigerians. You know what I'm saying? Like at first they try to say it was like the Islamic extremists that's in that area, but it's not them. It's Nigerians kidnapping Nigerians. It's like, what are you doing? Put that back. Put them back into the school. They are trying to get the education to make the place a better place to live, and you are in the way of them being better. It doesn't make sense to me. Does not compute. Anyway,
Computer love.
so I hope they the males and females that were taken, I hope they are returned home. Miss KK, you watched the Woody Allen documentary. I didn't watch it. If anybody else in the comments read watched the Woody Allen
series, but only episode 1 is up.
No,
I don't
okay.
know how many there will be. So
what is it on? What social?
It's on HBO.
It's Pharaoh versus
I don't
Allen
have
on
it.
HBO.
Is it HBO?
And it seems like so far, Woody Allen seems to be in a situation where I don't know, is he up against the wall?
Is his legacy gonna be tarnished after this?
The videos from the childhood of this Dylan, the adopted child that they have, the relationship that they had, apparently the therapy session that he's had, the relationship that he's had with Mia Farrow and the rest of the adopted children, and they also have one together. He had complete obsession for this Dylan Previn.
Who's Dylan?
Dylan is their adopted child that before
male or female
even adopted, when Mia Farrow had was discussing about adopting another child, he said, it'd be nice to have a little blonde girl, like blonde baby or blonde girl. And apparently that's what they got. And once she was adopted, he had no interest in being a parent. He didn't want to be a part of that. It's like, if you want to do that, that's you, but I'm gonna be whatever. I don't want to be responsible for that. And she was okay with that because he was upfront about it. But he was just completely obsessed. From what I could see, every time she was in his presence, he was like in her space.
Word.
To later, apparently she would get sick. I don't know what actions had taken place between the two of them when no one else saw them, but when he would come, she would start to get sick. She would stop talking. She would act as an animal, different animal each time. People would think that she would be playing, but after he leaves, she would be fine, and she would have stomach aches when he would come around. She would just have these symptoms.
She's had ulcers.
With this, yes, clear. I feel as though that's what it is as a child.
That's terrible.
Been molested.
And how sucked is that to be preyed upon like that? Like, here you are in a situation where you want to get adopted and you want to have a family, and this family salts you out because of this guy's sick thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Then you get brought into that environment, you get treated that way. It's like, yikes, man, what the hell? That's terrible.
I don't know. It's a really sad situation, but at the same time, I'm also watching Mia Farrow character, and I'm wondering, was she the most attentive person? I don't know if she was all there herself. It seems like she was a person who may have been lacking some reality.
Was she like flighty, ditzy, like ditzy?
Yeah, it seems. I mean, this is just my opinion from watching and having seen like a few other things in the past about this particular story, and I kind of knew about it, I guess, when Woody Allen and the adopted daughter, they decided to, go off together, have an affair, and things like that too. So I don't know. I don't feel like she was the most mother, most attentive, and he clearly had different objective. Different plan in his mind.
Wait, you said another daughter they thought to have an affair?
No, he ended up marrying the Asian girl they adopted.
But then he isn't that rape though? It wasn't she underage when they was in a relationship?
Well, the
she was
Dylan,
found out,
100%.
when she was found out, she was 21. She was in college. Mia Farrow happened to have found some pornographic pictures of Suni while visiting Woody Allen's house because they were living separately. They were never married. They had 12-year relationship, but he did his thing, she did their thing. They were just kind of like in a relationship in public eyes, I guess.
He's a
And
pedophile.
he would come around as he pleases. He did adopt, I believe, I think they have 3 adopted children together, and they have 1 child, biological child together. But while they were suspecting, pedophilia with this Dylan child, like in the single-digit ages, is when Mia Farrow had found the pictures of Suni, the college student.
Wow.
And
So he probably did the same thing to her when she was a child also, I'm assuming.
chances are she was groomed to be where she's
Yes.
at, to be completely,
Absolutely.
for her mother to be completely oblivious. But at the same time, some people, they just don't want to see that stuff. So even if you suspect, because apparently babysitters suspected, friends suspected, a lot of people around them suspected. So
they were telling Mia.
Interviewed.
They were telling Mia.
And I believe they had brought it up too. I'm not sure if but that's what the interviews had said. That, these people had interviewed that, Woody Allen was clearly, obsessed with this Dylan child.
That sucks.
He was.
Well, I guess that could be like a weekly update.
They had witnessed him, his head in her bare bottom.
That's horrible. That's sick.
Yes, those things are witnessed by family, friends.
Yikes.
Babysitter, he would be in bed with her.
They didn't say nothing.
Underwear.
That's what I'm saying. What? No one came to the house to be like, "Hey, my nigga, don't do that. Stop. What are you doing?" Oh man, that's hard to stomach. That no one walked in was like, "Don't do that. What you are doing is wrong."
His ass.
Yeah.
But it's not like you listen to the things that you're being told, even though you obviously know that it's wrong, especially when these people are conditioned and they are slowly, like you say, if this guy has groomed these people slowly into, it's like, oh no, this is nothing. This was nothing before. Oh, it's just one step on top. It's nothing here. It's nothing again. Until you absolutely see something that is evident, they make you seem like you're crazy, even though the action is on the person who's making everybody else seem like, oh, you're wrong. Why are you saying that? So
do you know how many episodes there are supposed to be?
I do not. I've only seen 1, and I have not seen any others so far yet. Does anybody know? Usually these are like in 4 parts.
Word. All right, well, I guess we'll keep following that story.
I feel like, and when these allegations come about, and she's come about it for the past 20 years, same story. To me, child does not have reasons to make these things up.
True.
All right.
True that.
Adults, on the other hand, can be very manipulative. They've gone through a lot more things, and they can clearly, manipulate a young child, especially when that child knows you as their caretaker, somebody that they love. That if I say I want this, I say get it for me. From very young age to a teenage to young adulthood to current, for her story to remain the same. And it does seem a little creepy. I mean,
he always seemed creepy.
Anybody could argue with that, but But you can't just judge on somebody's view. But I don't see a child who clearly loves her father to be coming out with stories while he's still in her life, still taking care of her. I don't know. Did you see
the letter that Dylan wrote?
I probably have seen it. I can't currently.
When you have an opportunity, look up the letter that Dylan wrote, because she goes into detail what was happening to her, and it's freaky. So, all right, let's stay posted on that episode as you go through. Leah said there might be 4 episodes of that, so we shall see.
You.
Now, I have a question, and my question is: does blue lives matter to blue lives? And the reason why I'm asking this is because a Denver sergeant asked a judge to show leniency to a Capitol rioter accused of beating a cop. Now, during the whole storming of the Capitol building, there's video footage of people beating these cops. I mean, like to a pulp. A Denver police sergeant has submitted a letter of support for a Capitol rioter who was accused of violently beating a cop during the January 6th siege. In a letter of support for Jeffrey Sable, he's a 51-year-old Colorado geophysicist who was captured on video dragging a DC police officer down a flight of steps. The unnamed sergeant insisted his friend of 12 years is an upstanding citizen that deserves leniency. In the time that I've known Jeff, he has been a person with a good disposition in our small mountain community in Jefferson, Colorado. The sergeant went on to say that as a police officer, he never had an issue with Sabal and was surprised by his conduct on January 6th. Despite this current case, I still believe Jeff Sabal to be an honorable person, a valuable member of the Jefferson County community, and a good human being. So the question is, do blue lives matter to blue lives? Because here is a sergeant who is not siding with the police officer who is being beaten to a pulp. He's siding with the guy that is his friend, and I've never seen him do anything like that before. He's such a nice guy. I just can't believe it. That's really not his character. Y'all should let him go. So do blue lives matter to blue lives?
In this case, it don't seem like it.
If they're not your friend.
Yeah.
You would defend your friend?
No. I mean, if I was go ahead.
Not after seeing the actions of what my friend did. I mean, if I heard somebody say, "Hey, your friend did all these things," and like there's no sign in my 12 years that I've known this person to be that way, then I can understand. I can vouch for my friend up to a point because, dude, you don't know him like that. Like, I know my friend and he would never do anything like. But if I have evidence of my friend that's gone berserk and have done all these things, like, how am I going to defend what is evident?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I agree.
I would defend by saying, like, clearly he's had a moment, elapse, judgment, like, he's not that person. But I mean, I clearly have to rethink my friend that can be this very violent person. So yeah, if I see it, it's hard to just outright defend somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it depends. Like, I mean, because we're talking about blue lives, but if it was my personal life and my friend was this perfect guy, I mean, not perfect because no one's perfect, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like this good person all their life, and then this incident happened and he beat somebody to a pole. It's like, well, y'all got it on film. That's up to y'all to say if he's guilty or not. But if I'm an officer and I see another officer of mine doing something wrong, well, he needs to be held accountable for it, just like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel. I don't know if I made sense at all, but that's how I feel.
Dre saying, so he was an upstanding citizen in his small community. That's because in most small communities, everyone looks the same. Once you're out of that small community is when your true colors show. And those are his true colors. Turn up DJ Dre. I do agree with that. I would say even if somebody is nice majority of the time, you can't put anything past anyone. And to say that because they did that is not in their character, it's obviously in their character. It's in anybody's character to do anything.
Right.
Yeah. Nobody's above or below. It's in we're animals too. Even though we're human beings, we are animals, and you have animal instincts. And this guy got caught up in that moment and was doing some destructive things. So that means that's not new to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He knew how to tap into that for some way to, you know what I'm saying, to give you the audacity to beat a police officer to near death. You know what I'm saying? They say they have footage of him with the baton on the police officer's neck. You know what I'm saying? You don't just wake up in the morning and be like, I'm gonna do this today. That was in your DNA to be able to do those things. So, and I'm pretty sure even being around your friend, you've seen him get upset about something before. Like, don't lie. You've seen him. I'm pretty sure you've seen him get upset to a point where you had to tell him to calm down before.
And he wasn't defending himself neither. He was doing wrong from the beginning. He was going to that Capitol.
Word up. So I just think it's funny because there's a lot of talk of people talking about Blue Lives Matter, but none of the Blue Lives Matter community stepped up and said that what happened on January 6th was wrong, what they did to those police officers. And it's just, I think it's funny. And over again, the hypocritical stance of residents of this country. So that was just my question. Just want to know, if blue lives really matter to blue lives, because it seems like blue lives don't matter to blue lives. Want to get your guys' opinion on another thing that happened this week, kind of talking about the equality rights. Mr. Potato Head will no longer be Mr. Potato Head. When they re-released Mr. Potato Head, it's just going to be called Potato Head. So Hasbro, the company that makes Mr. Potato Head, they said on Thursday that the iconic Mr. Potato Head toy would be revamped to be gender neutral and will soon be called just Potato Head. The altered toy is expected to hit shelves sometimes this year, according to the Associated Press. Culture has evolved, says Hasbro. Kids want to be able to represent their own experiences. The way the brand currently exists with the Mr. and Mrs. is limiting when it comes to both gender identity and family structure.
I think it's reaching though, like Barbie dolls, right? Like what, Barbie, you're not gonna be Barbie no more. We're gonna change mommy and daddy and just say, I understand the fight, for certain changes, and I get it, you know what I mean? But in that state, like, I mean, what is your comment, KK?
Why do we need to get rid of Mr. Potato Head? There's Mrs. Potato Head. Why can't we just make Mr. T Head?
Like Shayla said, with the if they want to have like female sports, male sports, and gender neutral sports, why can't there be a Mr., a Mrs., and a gender fluid potato?
And why can't we just sell parts? Why can't we just have the same centerpiece and have pink ears for the woman, blonde hair for the Mrs. I was actually looking at potato heads and was trying to figure out, do they have Mrs. Potato Head? Yes, they do. Oh, okay. Well, why are they having problems with Mrs. Potato Head? And why are you having problems with Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head if you don't want problems for yourself?
I
don't know why what's already out there is an issue when you can just add to. Because toy stores, I'm sure, would love to create something new that's gonna make them more money, and more people are gonna enjoy, and more people are gonna be hopefully educated about these differences. But why do we have to? I mean, it's iconic. Mr. Potato Head is a toy that
leave the kids stuff alone.
It's so simple.
It's just like
it's so random. Do you think they were asked to do this, or do you think they're volunteering to do this so they could seem like they're a woke company? Like, look, we care. Look at us.
Like I don't know, y'all remember what's that, Sesame Street with Bert and Ernie? Now they trying to say they were lovers. It's like, dude, y'all reaching, man.
They were. They used to take baths together. Them dudes.
But it was innocent though, dude.
They were innocent.
It was, but they making it more of a sexual thing.
Yeah, I know.
And they taking the innocence from our kids to a certain extent. It's like, okay, dude, we get it, but like, why y'all doing that? Y'all don't have to do that.
I think it's extra. I think is
Yeah.
really
But I think,
extra.
like Mr. DJ MJ says, like, why, what kid asks, is he Mr. Potato? I think it's the adults.
It's
that
the
who's
adults.
already gone through their childhood, who's enjoyed
Word.
all these things.
Now they
here
too woke.
You are not. You are something other than female or male. Now here you are shopping for your adopted child, most likely, or artificially inseminated. I'm thinking, I don't know how exactly those children, but when they're shopping for their children, here they are in their mind frame, not necessarily when they enjoyed as a child. Here they're thinking their child is like them. Okay, I want something that's gonna represent the transgender, but maybe your child is not about that. Maybe your child just wants to have just a potato from the kitchen, simply to add
It doesn't matter to them.
Whatever it
Sure
is.
don't.
They minds don't go like that yet. We pushing it on them.
Yeah, let them just identify it by just living their life up to a certain point by you introducing, but not pressing it on them.
Forcing,
Absolutely.
I find that a lot of the ways that you're going to turn a lot of people off is when you try to force people to acclimate to these, new conditions and things. And for the most minute thing, you know what I'm saying? This is a toy. It's a toy. It doesn't represent anything but toys.
It's a potato, hell.
It's parents' responsibility to teach the kids, and it's such a simple thing that you don't even need to buy. And
Sure don't.
I'm sure we all know how creative our children can be when they are not afforded things, to them. So work on their creativity.
I want a black potato head.
On their own sexuality, whatever.
I want a Latino potato head.
All right. I want a senior potato.
Right? Like it's reaching.
Why don't they make a senior potato? It should make a senior potato.
They should just make parts with sombrero.
Yeah,
with a bigger sombrero. Yeah.
A pork. Make a pork potato.
Have a yarmulke for a Jewish potato.
Yeah,
it's rotten on the side.
Get some dreadlocks. If you're gonna go all out, go all out.
Yeah, do it all.
Do it all. Do it all.
I want me a potato.
We got DJ Hands. We're gonna end up having to go on a strike and start marching in the streets to save Mr. Potato. Like, don't change Mr. Potato. Don't change. It'd be like it can't be Mr. Peanut. We all like peanuts.
Is there Mrs. Peanut though?
I think it might have been a commercial with a Mrs. Peanut on it. I don't know.
Ooh.
DJ MJB says Cheese has a potato head. Maybe he should be the new mascot. But ching.
I'm gonna get you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get you.
Oh my goodness. I did make a banner for this one. This is just something I just kind of want to tap on real quick before we moved on to the next subject. But there's been about 3 or 4 stories that came out about Asians who were attacked, and the people who attacked them were Black people. So I need to go on record right now to say that Blacks are not attacking Asians. Now, there's been some ridiculous people that have done harm to people who are Asian, which I think is a big difference. Because I'm starting to see stories now of people with headlines saying that Blacks are attacking Asians. And I don't think that's a true thing. You know what I'm saying? Just because you see somebody Black attack somebody who is Asian, that doesn't necessarily mean it's for that reason. So I just want to kind of be clear on that. Because I mean, as you and me sometimes too, like we have sex with Asian people. So Blacks aren't attacking
we attacking them the good way.
so Blacks aren't attacking.
I'm sorry. Was that too much? I was a joke. Maybe it was too much. I'm sorry.
You stupid.
You stupid.
Okay. Ooh. All right. Here's another story that I came across that I think is absolutely amazing. Mike Tyson seems to be pulling a Dave Chappelle. And I kind of understand why he needs to do that. So Mike Tyson urges fans to boycott Hulu after the announcement of an unauthorized Iron Mike series. Mike Tyson wants fans to refrain from using Hulu after they chose to greenlight an unauthorized docuseries about his life. The streaming platform picked up a series called Iron Mike. It's an 8-episode miniseries about the wild, tragic, and controversial moments of Tyson's boxing career. Tyson said, Hulu's announcement to do an unauthorized miniseries of the Tyson story without compensation, although unfortunate, isn't surprising. The announcement on the heels of social disparities in our country is a prime example of how Hulu's corporate greed led to tone-deaf cultural misappropriation and the story of my life. To make this announcement during Black History Month only confirms that Hulu's concern over dollars over respect for the Black story's rights. Hollywood needs to be more sensitive to Black experiences, especially after all that has transpired in 2020. The real Mike Tyson unauthorized story is being developed and will be announced in the coming days. So, don't watch Hulu. That's all I ask you, because they do bad. Don't.
I'm in the middle of a good series on Hulu. Dang.
See, the difference between what Tyson did and what Chappelle did, Chappelle just said, don't watch my show on that platform. Yeah. I'm not trying to, shit on the whole platform. Just don't watch my show.
Yeah, and I did that. I did not watch the show.
Word.
And I would support Tyson to a certain extent.
Yeah, I won't watch it on there.
The show.
Yeah,
I won't watch it on there until they do what's right. But I'm gonna watch my other shows because they have nothing to do with it. Because that's taken from the other people who's and then kind of what Tyson's saying too is a little bit misleading too, because Hulu, they have a whole section of stuff for Black History Month and all that. They do, and that's what I'm watching. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but I do hear what you're saying, Mike. You know what I'm saying? And Hulu, this was, another corporate greed type of thing, because they have a whole Mike Tyson movie about to come out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So why poop on the movie that's about to come out by doing this unauthorized docuseries? You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that.
And he's still alive. I can see if it was somebody who's dead and you bought the rights to their life, but he's still alive. They could have came to him and asked him. And I'm pretty sure he would have said, yo, you can bring out the series after the movie. We're going to make the movie first, and then you can put out the series. Let's get the money together. Don't just try to take my money, Hulu. Seems fair to me. I don't know.
It seems fair to me.
At the same time, we don't know Hulu's side on this.
True that.
You never know. He could have, while he was high on his
auntie
dash, he may have signed some document that he thought was a great idea that he later found out, oh my God, this is about my life and you're not portraying it very good. Like, I don't like this. So I don't want it anymore. There's a chance. So we don't know the other side, because I don't know why Hulu would automatically go forth with something that they do not.
Because it's a great story.
Yeah.
It's a great story. I get it. But if it is about Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson did not give you the authority, I mean, like, you'd have to be a dummy as a lawyer to push.
But if you can, let's say that you have a company and your company can make the Mike Tyson series and you don't need Mike Tyson's involvement at all. You don't have to cut him in to your pie. You get all the pie now because, he eats a lot of pie.
See, there's your mentality. There's the greed. There's the uneducatedness. Because if you're portraying Mike Tyson, who is alive, who is a real person, and your documentary is about this live, real person, that could clearly come after you because, hey, whatever you say could be defamation of character because you do not have my permission. Why would I risk, as a Hulu, a huge, I don't know, are they $1 billion company, risk myself for this,
Yeah.
I would think that
Is this now would be easier to talk to him about it? Yeah, I'm pretty.
Mike, like, here's this amount of money, because whatever it's gonna cost you is gonna be more than just simply going up to him and saying, "Hey, we got this done. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to do anything. Just give us authority.
Just give us the green light. That's it."
Yeah, but yeah.
So I want to know what Hulu side is, because that just seems so uncharacteristic.
Mhm.
It's like a mistake that shouldn't happen in this day and age.
MJB said, "This is ludicrous."
So,
Yeah, it does seem like something that's like some 1940s stuff. Like you do
yeah, I
stuff
don't
without
know if this
permission.
is the same as a Chappelle incident. I feel like
Word.
Chappelle had a little more insight into his contract.
And
I'm
he's
saying,
more reasonable too. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just don't watch my show. He's like, no, turn off the whole net. We matter of fact, everybody, no more internet.
Don't wear shoes.
No wear shoes, no more. You're not allowed to wear shoes until Hulu pays me the money that I'm supposed to be made. Everybody walks around on their hands and feet barefoot. And if I see you and you got shoes on, I'm gonna knock your head off because you don't listen. And you need to respect me because I'm Mike Tyson.
When you see Tyson, you take your shoes out. I'm gonna take mine off.
Yikes.
I want to see Mike Tyson watch you do his impersonation, and
Is this guy funny? Is this guy here? No, I'm just kidding. He's been imitated so much. How could he be mad?
What if Mike Tyson came up to you and says, like, say what you said?
Say what you
said.
You be like, I be playing, Michael. I just be playing.
I know you are so crazy, Michael. He be Michael real quick. Michael. Oh man. Okay, let's be on the Jay-Z money watch because people love watching Jay-Z's money. So anyway, this week Jay-Z has entered a partnership with LVMH, Moet Hennessy, the luxury conglomerate's wine and spirits division. They announced that they purchased 50% of a 50% stake in Jay-Z's champagne Armand de Brignac, commonly known as Ace of Spades. So here was a situation where the people who make Moet, Hennessy, all these other things, they wasn't respecting the community as much. So Jay-Z made his own liqueur that was doing really, really well. So this comes back full circle that these people are buying a stake into his company now because they have to represent for the culture that was spending a lot of money on them. So he
got songs where he was dissing.
Yeah. So this comes back full circle. It's like, all right, now let's get this money. So congratulations. Also, Jay-Z has become a key investor in the Perch Credit App, Perch, the Perch Credit App. That app aims to boost the credit scores of those in underserving communities. According to the app's website, Perch, which was founded by Michael Brutton and Ayush Jain, allows users to log their reoccurring payments such as subscriptions or rent as credit history to improve their credit scores immediately, which is really, really good and really good in communities that need to build their credit score. So I'm thinking I might need to I'm going to download this app also to build my credit because my credit sucks boo-boo juice. So, and those things help when they see you pay bills, or even if you have a Hulu subscription and they see you pay your Hulu subscription on time, that goes towards building your credit. So that's already dope. Experian does that, yes, but this app is really targeting the inner city communities that don't have Experian experience. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to Jay-Z. Something else he did, he teamed up with the CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, to create a new Bitcoin that are going to be launching in India and Africa. He trying to get all the money. Jay-Z's trying to get all the money. Save some of that money for somebody else. He's trying to take all the money. Turn up.
I just said, want to add, when it comes to like credit raising, some banks also offer you like federal credit unions. I had taken my son to, open up a new account last weekend, and they apparently have a credit building program where it kind of makes it seem like you're paying yourself back a certain amount of money that you set aside, and you can have automatic payback that could be set up, or you could do it yourself. But at the end, it's the money that pretty much comes back to you. It really wasn't a loan. It's just for you to practice your responsibility and having to stick to that schedule to build even when you don't have anything to build with.
Nice.
That sounds awesome. Good.
Yeah. As we wind down. What? James is getting tired now. As we wind down, some sad news, especially for the nerdy types. Fry's Electronics The
I
chain store that
know.
served all through the West Coast for 36 years is closing.
That
I
broke
used
my
to work
heart.
at Fry's. I used to like actually working at Fry's.
What at
Like,
McDonald's?
I used to like shopping at Fry's, you know what I'm saying? For anybody who was like building a computer or anything of that nature, that was the go-to place. They really made their boom in the 80s during the whole tech, when the tech boom really went off. That's when that company kind of flourished. But now they can't compete with like Best Buy, Amazon.com, and other online retailer stores. They just can't compete with those things anymore. So they are going to be closing after 36 years of business. Rest in peace to Fry's. I like Fry's because Fry's was way better than Best Buy.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
So too. The prices and everything.
The prices, and when you want to get something specific, you can go to Fry's and get it specifically.
Especially like your DJ and stuff and everything like that. And also my first one of my first TVs I got from Fry's. That's in the living room. And I remember, man, I was so happy. I love that place. You can be in there all day. You know what I mean? So many technology, so many things to look at and be like, you'd be like, I need this, and you never thought you needed it. You really don't need it, but
you didn't need it. And MJB said they would also go there just to walk around. And what was so cool, all the different stores had a different theme to it. So, you know what I'm saying? You go to the, I've been to the spaceship store, I've been to the Alice in Wonderland was the one that I worked at in Woodland Hills. So, you know what I'm saying? It was a good run. It was a good run. It was dope. It's sad that they can't last. And what was dope, what I really liked about working there, I worked on the register. And not only would you get your whatever your salary was, you would also earn money on how much money you made on your register.
Oh, wow.
So sometimes we would cheat a little bit because like if I knew somebody that worked in the computer department, if I knew somebody who worked in appliances and they had like a customer with a really big sale, then we would kind of have that customer skip the line. And you would work it out with that sales rep, and the sales rep will bring them right to you. So you get that big money, the big
That's
money.
Dope. You was hustling on me.
So that was cool. You remember Shaheem with Wu-Tang?
Yeah.
I met him there. He came through my line and stuff like that.
Wow.
I got to rap with him and stuff. It was. I like Fry's, so it's sad to see Fry's.
Could you think about how many people be losing jobs? That's thousands of people.
It's thousands of people losing their jobs.
Yeah, so that's
crazy.
So crazy. It's so crazy out here.
This is what we'll do. Let's do wash your ass, brush your teeth, and then Cheese and KK. Let's do Are You Invited to the Cookout with the two of you.
Ooh.
And see which one of you guys can get these answers right. So first, let's do wash your ass and brush your teeth. 21-year-old Mark Shack, a teaching assistant of the Montgomery County Public School System in Maryland. This is in Maryland. Apparently, he forgot to log off Zoom before his masturbation session was caught on video.
That sounds like you.
He was caught on video making love to himself. Now he works with special ed students. So
Mama,
what is he doing?
He's like me. He's like me.
So fortunately for Mark, he won't be facing any charges for self-gratification in front of a special ed student because the police stated that his behavior did not rise to the level of a criminal offense under Maryland law. He came out profusely saying it was an accident. It was an accident. I thought it was off. I thought I had logged off. I thought the whole thing was over. I did not mean to. I was in the comfort. I was in the comfort of my own home. Anyway. So it was an accident, and poor Mark, he's mortified, and he's currently on administrative leave so they can try to figure out what to do with this situation. Hopefully he just goes back to work, being that it's not a criminal offense.
Could you imagine him being a teacher at the school? In
right?
The whispers?
And you walk in there. Or he could walk in there like, did you see the video?
What's up, girl?
That could be
How
you.
you doing? You could be my hand.
Well, I'm wondering how horny was he? Because probably all through class, he's like, man, when is this class gonna be over, man? I'm trying to get to the D. Like, what is going on in here, man? Like, come on, these students asking too many questions. I'm gonna need y'all to get offline so I can get to it. I got some extra batter I need to shoot all over this place here. Is you sitting? Because man,
did he finish?
I don't. Probably he probably did. So
they saw his face.
Why he breathing like that, Ma? He's
Did the kids see it?
Somebody saw it, yeah, because the camera was still rolling.
Why,
and Zoom records everything.
Why they didn't cut it off though?
I mean,
the parents was like this.
Mama sent them to the room. Hey, y'all go to your room and play real quick. I need to talk to your teacher.
Could you imagine that was a bad teacher though doing that, and you'd be like, "Son, go to your room."
I need to study. So for not turning off your record button, Mark, you get to wash your ass and brush your teeth.
Yeah. No, I don't think he should though. Huh? I don't want him to. He should wash his ass, but he don't have to brush his teeth.
No, he got to brush his teeth though. You got to make sure you know what I'm saying. If you're gonna get your masturbatories, I guess you got to have your masturbatory protections.
But he didn't mean it though.
I know he didn't mean it. It was an accident. But I'm just thinking how eager he was to get to it because he was waiting to get out of class. He was like, God damn, man. Oh. Does anybody else have any more questions?
He didn't go eat something first or nothing.
Probably not.
He just went right to it.
He went right to it.
You nasty.
Anyway, shout out to Mark. All right, here we go. Before we get out of here, this is for KK and Cheese. KK and Cheese. This is, are you invited to the cookout? And also for everybody that's online right now, please tune in next week. We got our homie Sean Antonio will be joining us, raising people's frequency, helping people get in tap with their inner self, and they're making their lives better. He's a beautiful, beautiful brother. So it's going to be great to have conversations with him next week. Next week, the one and only Sean Antonio joining us on the Unique and Cheese Show. Nope, just one guy. Even though it seemed like he's two people, but he's just one wonderful guy. Okay. KK and Cheese, are you invited to the cookout? Question number one. What was kicked in Michael's eye in the song Black and White?
Sand.
Close.
What was what?
What was kicked in Michael Jackson's eye in the song Black and White?
Glitter.
It was not glitter.
The diamonds?
It was not diamonds. That would kill him, I think, almost.
It was dust.
It was similar. I want the exact lyric. You are close. When you said sand and you said dust, you're on the right track. You're just not saying the right word.
Dirt.
Dirt. KK is correct. It was dirt. When you saw me kicking dirt in my eye.
Good job, KK. We going. We getting us some barbecue, girl.
Turn up. No, wait. She got that by herself. You didn't get that.
We together though. What are you talking about? It's a team effort, right, KK?
No. Here we go.
So you're kicking dirt in my eye. Okay.
What is the name of the place that black people are sent in the movie Get Out?
Oh, I didn't see that movie.
Okay. KK, did you see that movie?
Who's in it?
Closet.
Huh?
A closet.
Who's in the movie?
I can't even name the actor. Rail's in it. It's the one that what's his name? Keen Peele. Jordan
He's
Peele.
he's from
when
UK.
Jordan Peele did that movie. I don't think you've seen that movie either. I'm gonna skip that one because neither one of you seen that one.
I said closet. Was I
No,
right?
you were wrong. Turn up.
Oh,
Here we go.
So
Let's go with this one instead.
When he says pass, just pass, dude.
Well, for anybody in the comments, do you know in the movie Get Out, what is the name of the place that black people are sent? It usually happens when that lady goes around her coffee cup. Where do they go to? Anybody in the comments who's seen the movie? Aunt Christy, it is. In the movie Get Out, what is the name of the place that black people are sent? And like spiritually speaking, a lot of black people are in
Is it
this
like
place
church?
currently. No,
Prison.
no,
Oh,
Island.
slavery.
no,
Plantation.
no. You guys aren't even close.
Your house.
No.
Your
Doesn't it
crotch.
sound like
Uh-uh.
a ghost movie. Is this a ghost
Socks.
movie?
It's not a ghost movie. You should watch Get Out. You should watch Get Out if you
But
haven't
somebody's
seen it yet.
telling you to get
You
out.
need
right?
to get out.
No. The name of the movie is Get Out.
No, you get out.
No. DJ the Force said hell. No. It's The Sunken Place.
Hell.
Black people-
DJ the Force said hell.
Yeah, he's wrong. It is
I
called
said
it's called The Sunken Place.
I said that.
You
your
did not
crotch.
say that.
That's your crotch.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. KK and Cheese, are you invited to the cookout? What is Hank Aaron's home run total? What is the total number of home runs Hank Aaron hit?
350.
Way off. Need more.
Oh, 500 and 500.
Need more. DJ Hams, you are DJ Hams is close. If we were
54.
you are close.
Or
Yes, you are super close.
755.
Yes, KK is correct again. Hank Aaron hit
Good
755
job, KK. We gonna
home
make
runs.
it.
Yes.
We together. I ain't studying him. Smack him all in his face.
Here we go. KK and Cheese got 3 more questions. Then we're out of here. What nickname does Dwayne Wayne's mom call him on A Different World? Patti
Pookie.
LaBelle. No,
Pookie.
that is incorrect. Patti LaBelle was his mother.
I
Buttercake.
don't know why
And she called him
both
this.
of us lean forward for the question when we can hear just fine.
Because it makes you engage. You're engaging in the question. But
Yeah,
this is
we're
the
being
nickname that Dwayne Wayne mama called him on A Different World.
Snookums.
Comments, maybe y'all need to help them out some because they are not even close.
I know that too.
What did
I
DJ
just saw it.
What did DJ the Force say?
He said
Chip-
chipmunk.
Mom,
Chipmunk. Yes, he called him Chipmunk.
show did.
Why did she call him chipmunk? Did he have?
'Cause that was his nickname.
or
That was
something?
his nickname.
That was his nickname. She's called him
There was
Chipmunk.
no reason
I
behind
call
it.
Quay
It helps to
Paddywhack.
remember
You
if
don't
there's
call me that.
reasons
I
behind
do.
it.
She just called him Chipmunk. That was his name. That's her
Call
nickname.
you Peppermint Puff.
Okay, here we go. 2 more
I want
questions. 2 more
peppermint.
questions.
I
Are
want
you
peppermint.
invited to the cookout? This one's going to be a little bit more difficult to see if you guys can. This is from the Cosby Show. Did you guys watch the Cosby Show?
Bill Cosby. Yeah.
What is the name of the designer of the shirt that Theo wanted Denise
That's a
to
good
make for
one.
him in the Cosby Show?
That's an excellent one. It
Yeah.
was a big name. It was like a European name. I know that.
Is it like a big brand name? Is it?
It's not
Armani?
a real brand
It's
name,
not a real
no.
brand. No.
But it
Is
was
like
a
Dolce and Gabbana, like
it was a
made fun
brand
of?
name.
That goes along with Dolce and Gabbana.
No, but do you remember that Denise made it for him and it looked
Yeah,
like
I
crap?
remember
when she made
it.
it, yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Before I put up
Same
DJ The Force's answer, because DJ The Force has got it correct again. DJ The Force is definitely invited to the cookout.
I'm going with him.
Gordon Contrell.
Yeah, Gartrell. It's actually Gartrell, Gartrell, Gordon Contrell. Yeah,
How do he remember that?
because he's smarter than you and he likes black people. You don't like black people.
I like green people. And I like oranges and fruit and salads.
All righty, so here we go. Let me think of a good one. All right, here's one. This one goes for Biggie Smalls since on March 1st, his documentary is coming out on Netflix. So this is going to be a Biggie question. Who paged Biggie at 5:46 in the morning?
He
Puffy.
did it.
Who? No, but it's a specific name of a person that called him. He
Who's
only
Puffy?
voiced the name of the person, but who is the person that called Biggie Smalls or paged him, excuse me, at 5:46 in the morning?
P Diddy is not a name.
P Diddy he did the voice, but it's not the name. He said the name.
Who's paging me if I
Yeah.
said-
Who the hell
And
is
Oh,
this?
this is a
Paging me
lyric
at
from the song.
5:46 in the morning, crack of
And he's-
dawn, and got me
he's-
yawning. Wipe the coal out my eye.
This is
See
you,
who's this
Cheese.
paging me
This is
and
you.
why? It's my man.
You, why is it me? Because I'm black?
This is, you know the lyrics. I don't. That's why it's you.
I can't remember.
Who
Here we go
called it?
again. Who the hell is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning, crack of dawn, and got him yawning. Wipe the coal out my eye to see who's this paging me and why. It's my man.
X.
Told me he was in the gambling spot and heard the intricate plot. Filling the ... right there. You guys got it.
It was.
Come on, comments. Help him out, comments.
C's? Was it
Come
little
on, DJ
C's?
Dre the Force.
Look, stop saying Puff Daddy, Sean Combs. He only voiced. He did not, he wasn't the actual person. Biggie Smalls says the person's name. It's my man.
Why I don't know that?
Come
I'm
on, you
so
guys
mad
got
at
this.
myself.
What up, JB Wright? I'm hit you one more time with it. Who the hell is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning, crack of dawn, and while I'm yawning, wipe the coal out my eye to see who's this paging me and why. It's my man. Heard me, he was in an intricate plot. Some people want to stick me like fly paper, neighbor. Slow down, love. Please chill. Drop the caper.
I can't remember, dude.
Oh.
Go. Hit me, dude.
I'm gonna give you
I'm
10 more
mad.
seconds. You guys,
Nobody knows.
comments too. You got 10 more seconds. Come on, man. This is classic Biggie lines.
This is easy. Kiss my grits.
I'm guessing, JB Wright, you're saying it. It's my man Pop from the barbershop.
Oh.
Pop from the barbershop.
I would never got that one. I couldn't
Why
remember.
not?
It's my man
I
Pop from the
remember.
barbershop. Told me he would,
What are
you know.
you rapping
Oh.
along with when you're rapping along with these music? When it comes on the radio, when it comes on your, headset,
He hear
what
it
are you
different.
rapping along?
You're not gonna do me like that. You're not gonna do
Because
that.
I know.
You don't
I
do
know,
Alright,
I
that.
don't know any of
MJB
the
said y'all can
lyrics.
come to
I
the
like
picnic, but not the
music.
cookout. Okay, so all right,
Come where I wanna
let me
come.
give y'all one more. I'm giving y'all one more. Y'all should be able to get this one. Okay, y'all should be able to get this one, and then we're gonna leave up out of
That's
here. Here we go.
That's
Y'all should be able to get this. What is the name of the fast food chain that Prince Akeem and Simi worked at in Coming to America?
McDowell's.
McDowell's. Ding, 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 ding. Turn up. Man. Finally, you guys can come to the cookout. Yikes.
It's not the art, it's the art, okay?
It's the art. Once again, please join us next week for Sean Antonio. We're going to have a great conversation with him. KK, would you like to say anything before we get out of here?
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Please continue to stay safe by keeping your masks on and your distance. Thank you.
Mr. Buell, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Love, peace, and happiness.
Turn all the way up. Thank you guys once again for checking out the Unique and Cheese Show. We're going to do this Friday mornings at 9. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week with the one and only Sean Antonio. Bring some friends because we're going to change some lives. It's going down. It's going down. See you guys next week.